Wednesday updates 8. Fast columns of stone and copper as far as I could see, more of a maze than any dungeon, or some abandoned underground city. I gazed abroad in awe, forgetting all about why I come here in the first place. Even with my respectable stealth, my boots were loud against the stone floor. So quiet, and it's brighter than I expected. This room must be 200 blocks across. Who could have built such a thing? And where did they get so much copper? Despite the chamber's enormity, I felt that it was just the smallest fraction of a much larger complex. That a labyrinth of this size could exist beneath a place like Spirition. It was simply mind-boggling. It made me feel so tiny and insignificant, and not only physically. You could feel the weight of history in this place. It must have held legends in its blocks of stone. There must have been a reason it existed, and why it had been forgotten, and I began to imagine what it must have been like to have lived here during its heyday. The halls filled with now long lost races of creatures. Who had they been? What had happened to them? There was so much about this world that I simply did not know. And suddenly, I recalled reading something about this place, something about fire drafts. I heard the sounds of battle in the distance, so I kicked it off through the countless columns, following the noise. Before long, it would be hard to find my way back. Every path looked the same, and it was getting darker. The lanterns were becoming less and less common. I picked up speed as the clinks of metal grew louder. Behind one of the columns was an epic sight. Two knights were battling in a gloomy expanse. One was a brambleman in polished black armor. His sword looked like it was made of fire, and his cloak looked like a fallen red star. The other was completely covered in interlocking gold plates, including a full helm. It would have been easy to mistake him for a golem. His orange cloak had a glowing emblem of a blazing sun. Sparks were fleeting and dancing over its surface. Past them, mages had gathered around a black metal object filled with violent flame. The mage I'd been chasing was among them. Another was tossing assorted reagents, powders, bat wings, mushrooms into the flames. They grew brighter with each one. The knights fought with those acknowledging them in the least. I watched it in awe as their blades clashed endlessly with an unnatural sound. Yet, despite their dual intensity, with movements almost too fast to follow, neither was struck by an opposing blade nor showed any sign of fatigue. There could be no victor. Perhaps understanding this, the knights in gold fell back. he lowered his mark. His opponent did the same. "You have come a long way," the pigman said. "To think that just months ago you were wandering around the capital like a jackan to your name." "Our kind is nothing if not resourceful," the one in gold replied. Before he spoke, I assumed that he was an ally, but his voice gave me the total chills. It was deep, hollow, with a slight metallic ring. "Yet I suppose even the denizens of this world can be rather inventive from time to time." He glanced at the mages, who were still surrounding the fallen flame, which now gave off a sky blue light. "So this is Nova's brilliant plan. Ritual magic. A flock of uninitiated hunted over our brazier." The Bramblewing laughed. "Since when did you start talking like an NPC? Since when did you obey one? Dixel gave you that quest, and off you went. I'll bet you even both. It's a quest chain, actually. So I've learned, assisting with the attack on Diamond Home, spreading blows through animals. You have been so busy these past few weeks." "Yeah, it's been hard," said the Bramblewing. "But I'll be resting soon enough. This is the quest chain's final segment. The village will burn. It's called the Black Knight's Mouth. You can imagine the requirements for its completion." "But to what end?" the Gold Knight asked. "What is your motivation? Is the reward so great?" "It is. Priceless, in fact. Once the village falls, I'll be given access to the strongest class known. The NPCs call them vocations, don't they?" "And which vocation are you referring to?"